How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this multiple times out of the week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Did you hear about the new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu. You get what you deserve. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, which ended up putting up a green day. We also got some great news coming from Bharat Biotech, and we also did see a lot of momentum coming into small and mid-cap stocks. I'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The reason why this is important because the short interest does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what the selling and the buying behavior is like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.83, being up 10.27%. On the low, it tested $4.13, and then on the high, testing $5.06. When we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 23.858 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 14.661 million shares. So when we got this above average volume and we had buying pressure coming into the stock, we see OCGN had a green day, and this is what we've been looking for. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 39.91. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 50-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like we talked about in previous videos, OCGN is in a bear market, but we saw a strong recovery today. So we ended up testing a lower low than we had the day before at $4.13, but we were able to see a high of $5.06. We knew that $5 was going to be a psychological area for OCGN, and this is why I'm not surprised we had a good amount of profit taking and we ended up pulling back. But the good thing is we did close at 483. So going into tomorrow, if this bullish trend continues, I want to see us being able to get past this 506 and actually make a move all the way here to 536 and then seeing how the stock can perform from there. Maybe we can catch up to the 21-day EMA around $5.53. Now, as far as for the bearish case scenario, if it decides to pull back, then I'd want to see some strength right back at this 420 level like we saw from the day before. So let's see how OCGN performs for the last trading day of 2021, but it would be great if we could have a close above $5. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for OCGN. As we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So what we can see here as of late, we have Sun America Series Trust that purchased 2,500 shares. And keep in mind, this is just the filing date. They did not purchase on the date of December the 29th. I want to make sure I'm being clear. And then also we see here Nuveen ESG small cap ETF that purchased just under 79,000 shares, 78,612 to be exact. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 41.59%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is at 3.27 million shares, just over that. And then when we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 9,000 updated 5 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow free rate, it is at 6.16%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 28th, it was at 57.25. And then for the close of the 29th, which was yesterday, it was at 41.59. So that is a significant decrease right there. And it's part of the reasons why I say to keep an eye on this play. It can move very quickly when it sees buying pressure like we saw today. And also we have to keep in mind of the fact it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we can see here on the inflow is at 23.78, and then on the outflow is at 22.52. So we ended up having an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 0.55. On the medium, it was 17.45, and then on the small, it was 5.78. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0.85. On the medium, it was 16.28, and then on the small, it was 5.39. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for the past 5 trading days, they have been outflows, and for today of December the 30th, it was at negative, or an outflow of 296.89. When we analyze the numbers even further, we could see on the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling, and of course for the large, which we just covered, which could represent institutions, we had more selling than we had buying. When taking a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 12.06%. This is no shocker whatsoever. We know there's a lot of traders in this play, and I wouldn't be surprised if many were selling their positions when they saw OCGN running up. And this is one thing you're going to want to be aware of. This is why there's a lot of volatility. We know there's a good amount of short interest, and this doesn't surprise me at all, considering we were able to get to the $5 area and we ended up witnessing a lot of selling pressure. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, before I get started, let's go over the update that came out from Ocugen. So new data from our partner Bharat Biotech finds that our COVID-19 vaccine candidate generates a robust neutralizing antibody response and favorable safety profile in children aged 2 to 18. Here's what Shankar Musunuri has to say. This data represents a first positive data in children as young as 2 and come at an important time as COVID-19 infections are seeing a spike across the globe. Again, I really love the fact that they were able to put this out there. Congrats to their PR team. And it also does prove that Covaxin is a great vaccine and it deserves to be in Canada and as well as into the United States. We are constantly seeing that Covaxin is doing a great job tackling variants, and seeing that it's showing a robust response in the younger population. This is why I feel it cannot be ignored. But of course, we're gonna have to wait in year 2022 to see what happens with Ocugen stock and seeing if we can see even more of a rally apart from what we saw today. As far as for the price action, when we got above $5, we know that is a psychological area. So there was going to be a good amount of selling pressure. But the good thing was we were able to close around $4.83. So if you want to see some momentum continue in OCGN, you're going to want to see a close above $5. But one thing that I really want to see is that we're able to hold support at least above the 420 levels or even around the 430s if we decide to pull back. We saw a lot of momentum coming into small and medium cap stocks, and OCGN had the opportunity to benefit from this alongside with the catalyst. So this is why you want to do your homework and do your due diligence and keep an eye on this play. It is still in a bear market when we look at it in a technical sense, and this is part of the reasons why I am not jumping into a position as of yet. Like I said, we were looking for price discovery. We're looking for it to form a strong base. It did have a strong day overall, but that doesn't mean that you should just jump right in like a crash test dummy. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential, and we did see a reduction in the short volume time as well. So this tells us for overall market sentiment, it is better. So when OCGN is trading at the current prices around the $4 range, we know as soon as when it makes that move back above 5, these shorts are going to pile on even more. So this is why we're going to have to see more buying pressure coming into the stock. So we need to get some more news, more catalysts, and this will in turn benefit ocugen stock in the long run. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how this stock performs for the last trading day of 2021. We'll talk soon.